वीतराग परमात्मा महावीर को नमन। अनंत शक्ति के स्रोत परम पूज्य गुरुदेव श्री महाश्रमण जी को नमन। Brothers and sisters, in this series we discussed about Arihant, Siddha Bhagavan, Acharya, Upadhyay, and today the final lecture of this series, Who is Sadhu? Who is Sadhu is very, very important question, because out of Panch Parameshtin, Sadhu is the final one. And if we try to see the all five Parameshti, Sadhu occupy more than 80%. If you see the five padas, Panchaparameshtin, Sadhu is Sadhu, Upadhyay is also Sadhu, Acharya is also Sadhu, Arihant is also Sadhu. So out of these five padas, the two padas are very important, Siddh and Sadhu. So all four is under the category of Sadhu. So today we see that who is an Sadhu. So defining qualities I will discuss later, but some synonyms, but they are meaningful and they create more understanding who is a Jain Sadhu and what is difference to be a Sadhu in different tradition. So first term is anagar. Anagar means sadhu. So anagar, if we understand the terminology, the main term is ag. Ag means trees. And normally in the beginning then there was no such material, construction material. So in that condition, the trees are used to make houses and lot more. Even today, trees plays a great role in the building material, the wooden part. So those who have houses made of in, because the Anagar term is very old and tradition of the Shramana. So in the Shraman tradition, Brahmin tradition, so the Shraman tradition, Jain, Bodh, Ajivikas, three main categories of Shraman tradition. And all of them, Grihatyagi means having no house. So Ag, An, Gar, Ag say Agar. Agar means those who are householder. Anagar, An is negative. So those who have no house. So those people who left their home forever, they are Anagar.
किसी और लिंक पे जुड़ रहे हैं सब लोग। वर्षी भाई का फोन आया है कि सब लोग आपका वेट कर रहे हैं।
No, इसमें 10 people जुड़े।
वर्षी भाई को बोलती 10 people।
तो आप
नहीं, मैं बोलती हूँ फोन लेके चल, इसको काट दिया।
So 10 people are there. Sorry. So Ankar, who has left their home. Then one term is Muni. Muni, Muni are those who follow the path of Mon. And also the Muni, the Moon root Moon is used for the knowledge. Those who are totally indulged in the self knowledge, the knowledge of Atma, and such people known as Muni. Then Bhikshu. Bhikshu means those who depend on the Bhiksha and they don't do any cooking or any sort of collection for tomorrow. So they are Bhikshu. Then Sadhu. Constantly they make correction in their own life. Sadhayati iti sadhu. So correction in means annihilating the karma and indulge in the self purification. They are sadhu. So those who have no house, those had house but willingly left their houses. And then Muni, then Bhikshu and Sadhu. So these terms are indicative of understanding of the fifth pada of Pancha Parameshti, Namo Loe Sabba Sahunam. Now we try to understand the qualities because all sadhus have qualities and these qualities are very, very important. Five great vows. Those who follow the Mahabharatas, great vows means Mahabharatas, and Mahabharatas are documented in various sutras, specifically the Acharan Sutra, Uttaradhin Sutra, and Dasvekalik Sutra, and a detailed description Pranatipat Virman, Vrishavad Virman, Adatta Dan Virman, Abambra Virman, and Parigraha Virman. So all these Virman means Virati. So five great vows are for lifelong. They are not connected with anything else. They are connected for lifelong, for a duration. And that's why they are known Deshvrati. Householder also have vows, but they are not great vows, they are only vows. And they have some durational period. Sometimes they take some vows for lifelong, but Mahabharata, then truth. And truth is again Satya, following the path of truth. And in any case, any situation, even the life threatening situation comes, but monks and nuns who have five vows are not speaking truth, not speaking any lie. And that's why there is very beautiful sloka. Bahum sunehing kanneng, bahum aching pechai, nai dittham suyam sabbam bhikkhu akkau marigai. One who listen a lot and they don't speak whatever they listen. They don't talk whatever they talked. So in this condition, aste not to take anything, even a small blade of grass, without taking permission. They don't take. Then brahmacharya, celibacy in action, word, and thought. So brahmacharya vrat, they follow, even not indulge by mind any sexual activity. Even in dream also, if there is a dream, then they have to take atonement. Parigraha, devotees accepted by the Sangha for a monk like their accessories, and after that they are not collecting anything. So that is the vow of aparigraha. So these five great vows are the main root pillar of the asceticism, Jain asceticism. If we compare that some monks, they do their farming, some monks they construct, some monks they do different type of work, but here a Jain monk has not such work. Similarly, truth, in the truth there is no exception, and uh, they are not even staying somewhere else without permission. Without permission, they don't use a drop of water or a single glass of blood. So, in that condition, very important, the five great vows. And then, importantly, if we need the five great vows to groom in the life, then restraint of five senses, and restraint of five senses is like the control on their eyes, control on their ears, control on the taste buds, control of the touch, and control of the smell. So, all these situations, because these five senses collected raw material from, like information from the world, and the monk and nuns living in the same world, and in that condition, they think their mind should not move here and there. So, the control of five senses is very, very important. Sometimes, suppose some songs that is not related to the knowledge or not related to their grooming of asceticism, and such song can be a badha, difficulty for listen in their asceticism. Similarly, the such test buds, oh, I need that, I like that, I used to eat that, and such things, if they remember whatever they used, because some monks and nuns, they became householder. So householder, and these monks, when they were kings, they were princes, but after that they don't remember, oh, I used to eat so much delicious food and such things, and now I'm missing. Not at all. Similarly, they used to sleep on the cozy bed, and life was a bed of roses. But when they became a monk, and then life long, no bed, sleeping on the ground. And in that situation, harsh touch, rough and tough life. So, in that condition, it is very important to detach from the sense of touch. Similarly, when passing through somewhere else, and the smell is foul, good, bad. So if good smell, fragrance, they are not stopping. Oh, what a nice fragrance. And if there is foul smell, they are not moving here and there. No, keeping themselves focused on their ascetic rituals, ascetic life, and ascetic understanding, and not indulge in the worldly smell, taste, hearing, touch, all these, the raw material which is collected by the Indriyas, or whatever they already used in their life but not to remember. So, this type of self restraint on the five senses. I would like to narrate a beautiful historical incident. The fourth Acharya, Jayacharya, was a child monk at the age of, I think, a very early childhood, means in the age of 9 or 10, he became a monk, and he was learning, doing his swadhyay. And normally at night, monks just close their eyes and whatever they learn by heart, they repeat. And he was sitting outside in a veranda, and in front of that veranda there was many people, and those people were there, and they were just sitting in a play, and it was a play and lot more sounds, and so everybody was indulged in seeing the play. Many householder and a company of players, they are performing, and Jayacharya was outside, and one person, he was from the different sect, and he was thinking, might this young monk want to see this play, and he is uh, he is outside, sitting outside to see this play. And if he see this play, what I'll do, I will inform in the market, look, these monks are looking, watching plays. So he left his enjoyment, and he kept his eye on the monk. And look what happened. The monk was sitting with his closed eyes and repeating his swadhyay. And after 2 hours, when play over, then he said, look, I can say the root of Therapant nobody can move, because there, then the friend says, how you are in the play and what are you talking? Poor. Then he said, look, I was in play, but I thought if this monk can see this play, then I will inform everybody, look, these monks are they like this, and they indulge in seeing this play and enjoying play. But I can see this child monk is so stable, steady. His eyes were closed and he was doing his swadhyay. Not a single moment he opened his eyes. So I can say nobody can move the root of Tirupant for 100 years. It is deep rooted, because such child monk who has such type of driti. So the control over the senses, five senses, is very, very important. Uh, Without that, it is very hard to be a monk, because monk and nuns can see everything whatever the householder can see. And then if their mind is moving through their senses, whatever information senses collected, their mind can be moved. But restraint over the senses is very important for the asceticism. Then Char Kasai Vivek, the terminology means they try to discriminate that I'm not anger, and anger is not the nature of myself, my soul. I'm not greed, and greed is not the nature of myself. Similarly, I'm not deceit, and deceit is not the nature of my soul. And Greed, I'm not greed, and greed is not the nature of myself. So, this type of a discriminative outlook, and they can try to understand through their contemplation that anger is there, pride is there, deceit is there, greed is there. If someone say, okay, take tyag, okay, don't be angry, but anger is an emotion and it comes up like this. Similarly, pride is an emotion. Deceit and greed all are negative emotion within the human being. And being a human, these four kasayas are also in Muni, but they try to do vivek, means keep their eye open for this situation. And the four kashay, vivek is very, very important for a sadhu. Then there is three types of truth, and truth is only one, but it is interesting. In the Jaina theory, they go in the deep of Satcham Bhayam, Satcham Loyam Misara Bhuyam. सत्य स्वयं भगवान रूप है, सत्य लोक में सार भूत है. So truth, so truth is bhav satya. Bhav satya means one who is very active and try to understand the bhava himself and try to keep his bhav uh, towards the truth, because bhav is the subtle state of our consciousness. So bhav satya, and then yoga satya. Yoga satya, Yoga Satya means one who uh, be aware about the truth of mind, body, and speech. So that falls under the yoga. Whatever they do very clearly that mm, very stable in the mind, not a wavering mind, not the mind which is moving. Okay, why I became a monk, the monkhood all are enjoying in this world and I became a monk, my siblings are enjoying, my brothers and sisters, my kith and kins, they are enjoying. So, man vachan kai, to try to be stable on the truth and not to move in the opposite direction. And then, Karana Satya. Karana Satya means total indulgence of mind, body, speech, a harmony. What action one is doing is totally harmony in that yoga. So karan satya, so very important term, and a deep explanation of the truth, the bhava satya, karan satya, and yoga satya. So minutely keeping eye on their own conduct. So three types of truth. Those who follow these three types of truth are Jain monks and nuns. And then, importantly, there is Kshama is also a great quality of the all monks, nuns, and householder as well. But Kshama for a Muni, a very important um, designation given to a Muni. Pudvi Samo Muni Havicha. In Dasvai Kalik Sutra, how should be a Muni? A Muni should be like an earth. So, like an earth, why? Because on the earth you dance, you put dirt, garbage, you make something, you like earth can bear everything. So, Muni has given and entitled that, O Muni, you be like an earth. So, forgiveness, Pudvi Samo Muni Haveja. Life is not a straight road, even not a straight road for householders. But For Munis, Sadhus, and Sadhvis always bear. Sometime people say, "Oh, why you are going for Amran? You tied your mouth. Why don't you tie your stomach? Why you ask for food? Why you ask for water? And why you ask for?" In that situation, Muni should not get angry. And if he get angry, it means his sadhana still need more practice. So the Udaya Bhav, the rising state of Mohaniya karma, is a result in Akshama, but Muni tried to carry on the path of Kshama and always keep the vigilance and always keep eye on his own conduct. That okay, in the Dasvakalik Sutra, I have given one good metaphor, that be a muni like an earth. And then virakti. So keep your back towards the householder life and be towards the guru. So total dedication towards the knowledge. And it is really good that a tradition of Jain always take care of their sadhu and sadhvi, their education, their development, their spiritual development, and that is detachment. You cannot travel keeping one leg on one horse and other leg on the other horse. So have to be totally settled down on the one horse and then move with speed and with the detached condition. Some people, they became monk, and after that they put more indulgence and more attachment with the family members. So that is not the case for the Jain monks. Try to be a lot more indulgence in swadhyaya, in meditation, in seva, in sadhana, and in all the own activities which is grooming the self-restraint. And again, five samitis, which are also the grooming of five great vows. So, Iriya Samiti, walking carefully, and while you walk, try to see 2 yards of length in front of your eyes, not moving this side, not moving that side, and looking here and there, just focused on that. So, it is harmony of mind and body, and that harmony means chalamane chaliye. So this walking meditation itself, Iriya Samiti, is nothing more than that. It is walking meditation. Then Bhasha Samiti, not to criticize anyone or not speak evil words. Try to be aware about Bhasha Samiti. And Eshana Samiti, to accept food from the Stravak. Okay, if they have some problem, they don't ask, okay, you prepare this, you prepare this, you prepare similar, just they say, okay, this is, we cannot take because not suitable to some problem or health. But not to just say, okay, prepare this, ordering all this. So there are 42 types of fault in the arms round. It is again a big subject. You know, when we have to understand the Jain asceticism, it is really in-depth. And when we go in the in-depth study of Jain asceticism, then we can understand how minutely the practice of ahimsa, the practice of five great vows are very important for the Jain asceticism. Then adana nikshep, carefulness in handling whatever the ascetic possess, their broom, their clothing, their pots, very carefully, not throwing something, not just adan and accept, mindfully put the things. First, they see the flower, the ground, and then they use the rajohan, the broom, and then they put the things. Even the minute creature should not be hurt or got difficult situation through the conduct of monk. Then pratishtapan to dispose the body waste at a place free from of living being or carefully disposition. So that these five samitis are very important to for the nourishment of ahimsa mahabharat. There are some other rules, and these rules are also peripheral rules and also kind of like Jain monks and nuns. Digambar, they follow the path of nudity, means Dig Ambar, दिशाएं ही उनके कपड़े हैं. So no cloth at all. But Jain Swetambar monks wear white clothes and barefooted try to walk. Nowadays situation of health is deteriorating, and that's why some monks with the permission of gurudev they accept sandal or some sleeper, or sometime they cover their head, but normally no footwear and no umbrella, and um, like any like sandalwoods, fragrance, all these things they avoid. And Jain monks and nuns do not use vehicle for lifelong pad vihari, and whatever their body permit, they do bihar. 8 months totally they are moving from one place to other place, one city to other city, one village to other village, and that is uh, it is a code and conduct. Only 4 months of the rainy retreat they stay at one place, and rest of the time they just move on foot journey. But at the certain disease or ill health or some region, and they use some sort of vehicle which is moved by the monks or nuns, and in some tradition I think they take the support of householder as well. Then Jain monks, as I already told, they do not purchase any house, and they stay in upashray or poshadsala or some common places, and they do not have any permanent place or any permanent address, always moving. And Jain monks and nuns keeping ogha means broom and muhpatti or some hanky type of thing to avoid the spit on the knowledge books, and avoid any like hot air can kill outside cool air. Also vayu kai ayatana. And in the third point, not to share any germs and virus. And final, there is a hanky or rumal or mukhvastra or mukhvastrika. It means they keep in their mind not to speak unnecessary, no gossip, no criticize, no condemning, just total focus on the self. And the other rules, like um, mm, Zen monks do not go out after sunset. Try to stay after sunset, because according to Jainism, when sun goes down and there are small living beings which are not even visible, and Jain monks and nuns do not keep food, water, or any medicine after sunset, and they try to take all these things after 48 minutes of sunrise navkarsi, but after sunrise they can take. And Jain monks do not cook themselves, and they get food which they don't take food which is cooked for them only. So that is known as gochari, like a cow. Do not finish the whole um, plant, but take little bit from here, little bit from there, little bit. Also, two, three terms: madhukari, gochari. Madhukari means like a bee taking small, little juice from the flowers and use it. Similarly, from different houses where food is vegetarian, strict vegetarian, they can take food from only those houses. So that is known as Gochari Madhukari Vritti. Then Jain monks and nuns use pakka pani, means drink boiled water, or when the water is used with lime, chuna, or rock, and then they can use. And Jain monks and nuns, they don't go to the hairdressers, they just pluck their hair, which is known as lodge, and very, sometimes very difficult. And they, when the people come to them, the some of tradition they say dharmalab, some say jai, some says om arham or something, but they bless the people that okay, you follow the path of dharma. And Jain monks and nuns, if they don't do this, what they do, they indulge themselves in swadhyay, five type of swadhyay: Vachana, studying, Prichana, asking question, then Vachana, Prichana, Parivartana means repeating whatever they learn should not waste or goes away from their mind, and then Anupreksha, contemplating what is the crux of those sutras, and then Dharma Katha, whatever sermon they do for enhancement or upliftment of the people. Tinnanam Tarayanam. They cross the ocean of birth and death. Similarly, they help others to cross the ocean of birth and death. So in this situation, they help themselves and also help others. And they, in not more time, they do meditation, prayer, pratikraman, arms round, and whatever their daily activities try to do very carefully with the samiti. So for the gochari arms round, they have their own wooden pot. They don't eat in crockeries on the nice dinner set or any type of utensil which is made of any metal. So they try to avoid most of them. Their pots are wooden pots, and they make themselves, and most of their clothing are unstitched, but few things like a sadhvi have to stitch, then they use in a different manner, and all this stitching and their own handmade. Similarly, their clothes, they are their own tailor, own hairdresser, and their own vehicle is their own food. So, in this way, self dependency, not have much dependence on the people and on the other party. It means monks and nuns leading a life of simplicity and leading a life of high moral. And it is really great that um, it is very important that such a tradition which take less from the householder but give more to them for their spiritual growth. And the tradition of Bhagavan Mahavir is alive through these monks and nuns. They are custodian of the Dharma, and Shravak and Shravika also helping them. And sometime the Dharma Sangha is given a simile of chariots. So the first two wheels are Sadhu and Sadhvi, and rest two wheels are Shravak and Shravika. So in this way, the Chaturvid Dharma Sangha, the fourfold Dharma Sangha, is an important contribution of Bhagavan Mahavir to the mankind. And since Bhagavan Mahavir's 2006, more than 600 years, this tradition is going on, and we pray that our Sadhu Sangh is the highest authority of knowledge of the Sutra, of the Agamas, of the teaching of Mahavira, and they are working like a lighthouse to purify themselves and giving the light to the all sun, whole sun. Om Arham. So I mainly the main qualities of a house of a monk is discussed in this lecture, and now floor is open for your question and answers. Any question, please?
Yes, I'd like to ask a question.
Yes.
Do you have, just as you are allowed to travel abroad, you're a special category of nun. Do you have men that do the same thing?
Yes, we have someone, and at the moment they are in India. So someone can also someone is like Samanis, but we are not full-fledged monks. As I discussed the five great vows, we are Samni. It is a new cadre, and we have exceptional exceptions in our traveling, and we can take food which is prepared for us. So we really we are a new cadre.
Mm.
And when we accept five great vows, then we are not traveling overseas or not using train, plane, car, and just barefooted monks and nuns. If you, I can send you some video audio recordings so you can see through it and you can understand better.
Vandami, he's asking about the men in India. Men are the same thing?
Men in India means asking like
Sadhus, sadhus, yeah.
no, sadhu, yeah.
Shamans.
He's asking for the summon. I told no one is we have summon in India, one samanji. Yes.
Yes, thank you.
You
Thank
got my, is it clear to you or?
Yes, it is. I did understand. Yes.
Sorry.
Okay, thank you.
So they would be allowed to travel. They would be
Yes,
allowed to
yeah,
travel.
yeah, they traveled America, Europe, and more than 30 countries.
Ah, thank you.
Any question? So, okay, no question then. Mangal Path.
Vandami, आज शाम को सर
Yes.
को
We have spiritual harmony program, and spiritual harmony program is like a singing program of bhajan and stavan. But during this pandemic, we made little change in the spiritual harmony because people have their birthdays and marriage anniversaries, and they cannot enjoy at home. So during the August and September, whose birthday came and any marriage anniversary. So Harsha Abhishek Jain are like Harsha is coordinator of spiritual harmony. So if anybody's birthday came in this time, they can send their name and a small photograph, and Harsha make a beautiful program of it. And Samniji also will be there blessing with blessings and some guidelines about it. So it is really interesting.
Somebody, what time is it?
It
This pro-
starts 8 o'clock and it is in JVB and also in Birmingham, Jain Ashram News also. So you can see through it.
Thank
And
you.
if anybody, those who are listening, if anybody's birthday, if your family members, please send their name and you can see a beautiful gift from JVB.
Thank you.
सुनिए मंगल पाठ जुड़े हुए आप आंखें कोमलता से बंद संकल्प करें पूरा दिन मंगलमय शांतिमय आनंदमय रहे नमो अरहंताणम नमो सिद्धाणम नमो आयर्याणम नमो उवज्झायाणम नमो लोई सब्ब साहूनम एसो पंच नमोकारो सब्ब पावपणासनो मंगलाणम च सब्बेसिं पडमं हवै मंगलम चत्तारि मंगलम अरहंता मंगलम सिद्धा मंगलम साहु मंगलम केवलिपन्नतो धम्मो मंगलम चत्तारि लोगुत्तमा अरहंता लोगुत्तमा सिद्धा लोगुत्तमा साहु लोगुत्तमा केवलिपन्नतो धम्मो लोगुत्तमो चत्तारि शरणं पवज्जामि अरहन्ते शरणं पवज्जामि सिद्धे शरणं पवज्जामि साहु शरणं पवज्जामि केवलिपन्नतं धम्मं शरणं पवज्जामि धम्मो मंगलमुत्तिष्ठम् अहिंसा संयमो तवो देवावितं नमं सन्ति जस्स धम्मे सयामणो चैत्ताभार्यहं वासं चक्रवर्ती महिद्धियो सन्ति सन्ति करे लोये पत्तो गई मणुत्तरम देव दानव गंधर्वा जखरक्षस किन्नरा बंभयारिं नमं सन्ति दुःखरं जे करन्ति तं मंगलम भगवान वीरो मंगलम गौतमोऽगणी मंगलम स्थूलिभद्राद्या जैन धर्मोस्तु मंगलम्